Jeez, huge water snake.
Oh, they got a green over there. They got a green.
What?
They got a green over there.
Oh, man. Ow!
Oh, geez.
That is one angry black racer. Wow! What? Today we're headed out on a snake scavenger hunt. I'll be working alongside my friend and wildlife biologist, Will Robertson. Say hi, Will. Hi, Will. This region is known for its plethora of species. We're gonna be scouring the fields, searching the forests, flipping rocks, and rolling logs, doing whatever it takes to find some of these cool reptiles. Will, are you ready?
Let's find some snakes.
Ugh, pollen. Oh, snake. I think it was a garter snake. He went down into this little hole right here. Oh, yeah, there's his little face. He's right there. Let's see if I can tickle him out. There he is. Gotcha. Whoa, there we go. All right, let's take a look at this one. So that is the eastern garter snake. One of the coolest things most people don't realize about garter snakes is that they are mildly venomous. Not a venom that could ever hurt a human, but for the most part, these are super calm, super docile snakes. You can see that little defense mechanism right there, totally flattening out the body and almost making the head look as if it's V-shaped, which of course would be indicative of a venomous snake, but as we know, the garter snake is completely harmless. This is cool. It's like a river of moss. Look at that. Now, normally, you probably have water flowing down through this spillway and towards this lake that we're getting toward. But it's just a really unique looking habitat, almost like Lord of the Rings. And it seems as if the lake might pay off because Will just said he's got a big water snake basking. Oh yeah, that's a nice one.
These guys are non-venomous, but they do bite quite a bit. So we'll see what this guy does.
All right, Will's got the water snake. Oh yeah, beautiful one. And definitely a species that people oftentimes think is venomous, but completely harmless. The northern water snake. That's another one for the list, Will.
Yeah, there we go.
Looking good.
Oh, Coyote, sanitize real quick.
Don't want to spread those snake fungal diseases. Oh, red-bellied snake. Oh, red-bellied snake. Pretty basic looking snake, except for the fact that it has a pretty vibrant red belly. Let's flip it. Oh, a little hole. Look at his little tunnel. Hi, buddy. Got an interesting little precarious scenario here. There is a rock ledge that a black racer's up on. I think if I drop myself down into this little hole, I might be able to come around the edge and get it. I see it, but it does not see me. It's right there. Literally right on the edge of this cliff. Got it. Getting under control is gonna be a whole nother story, and these snakes are really bitey. Oh, geez. That is one angry black racer. Will, got a black racer for the snake scavenger hunt. Oh. See if I can do this without taking a bite. There we go. Okay. Focus is on the camera at the moment. And there we have it. Another species for the snake scavenger hunt. All right, Mario, I'm gonna bring it up for the tight shot. That is the black racer. Looks like it's getting ready to shed its skin. You can tell that from the cloudiness in the eyes. And the thing that I love most about this species is its agility and its speed. Not to mention the coloration is very similar to the black mamba. But of course, this is a non-venomous species. So a bite is gonna be nothing more than a little soap and water to clean up. All right, watch how fast the snake is when I let it back into the environment. Or not. That's kind of cool just to get it in that display mode. I thought you were just gonna speed off, but instead you're giving us some incredible B-roll. Nothing wrong with that.
Ooh, look at that. Big ringneck snake. That's a nice orange belly. So these guys spend most of their time underground looking for things like salamanders to eat. They're very tame snakes. They never bite. You can see they have tiny, tiny little heads with a prominent yellow ring right around the neck.
Double flip. No.
But here, nope.
Guess who found a hognose snake? Right here, Will. Oh, it's on the move. I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it.
I'll grab them up here.
Okay. Whoa. Wow. A hognose snake for the scavenger hunt.
This is a difficult one to find, and look at that pointed nose right there.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You know what happens when they poop, right?
Yeah, these guys are known for playing dead.
Oh my gosh, the smell is unbearable. Wow. Dude, you are covered in poop.
Let's wipe that off.
Oh my gosh. Hands. When lifting rocks, swallowed a bug. I was gonna try to tell you about rock etiquette. Back to one. When lifting rocks, it's important to have good rock etiquette, which means you lift a rock gently and you place it right back exactly where you found it.
Ants.
Whoa. Did they bite or sting? Let's find out. They don't really do anything. They run away. Not a sting episode. Will just called out to me that he found an abandoned car that I need to check out. I don't know what an abandoned car would be doing out here on the side of this mountain. Like, how did it even end up here? Wow, that is, what?
I would not be surprised if rattlesnakes were using this old rusted car. That's really interesting.
I mean, how did this
Eyes go
get
around
here?
there. They must have rolled it down the hill and crashed it.
It'd be really creepy if we found a body in it.
Not that I can see, just some bush light.
Yeah,
Don't drink and drive.
that's a good message.
Let's see if we can lift this hood.
Give her a flipperoo.
Don't see any rattlesnakes.
No.
Worth a check though. Oh, this is tired. Did it spin?
No, rested in place. Creepy.
There's a rat snake on top.
Oh my gosh, there is.
it out.
Oh my goodness.
In the abandoned car. A new species.
Oh, new one.
Ow.
New one. All right, what do you need me to do?
gotta
Wait,
try
hold
to
on. I might be
tickle
able
him out of
to.
there.
Here. Let me get.
Tangled in the engine. There we go.
Whoa.
New species.
Whoa. Careful. Yes. How about that? All right, Will. What do we got?
We've got a black rat snake, and this is actually a small one. Despite being a pretty decent sized snake, these guys are the largest snakes around here. They can get almost 8 feet long. They eat birds and they climb right up trees to nab squirrels. This guy's in shed, so his eyes are pretty blue.
Unbelievable.
Awesome.
What would you say is the holy grail of snake species in this area?
I would say the green snake. They're bright, bright green. They look like nothing else from around here. They're super tropical looking. You never believe that they're right here in the Appalachians.
When it comes to garter snakes, we found the mother lode. A whole pile of sunning snakies right there. These rocks are alive with snakes. This is perfect conditions at the moment to find a number. Whoa! Jeez, huge water snake. Really, really big northern water snake. All right, here, let's, yeah, I'm gonna need at least you to hold the camera.
Okay.
Wow, that's a big one. Hopefully it does not decide to give me a chomp, because this is good size. Wow.
Oh, they got a green over there. They got a green.
What?
They got a green over there.
Man, ow!
Oh, okay, we're coming, we're coming.
Oh!
Beautiful.
Amazing!
And that's one of the rare ones for around here.
I was walking and sure enough, just saw a little movement and reached down and got the little green snake.
Amazing. That is the holy grail. Wow, okay, well, all in one 2-minute clip. Huge northern water snake and a smooth green snake. Here, let me give you this. All right, let me see this guy. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
The smooth green snake. That is the ultimate right there. Look at that. Big snake, little snake. Cute snake, Seemingly dangerous snake, but both completely harmless.
No way. Mario just got another green snake. How big is this one?
Oh my gosh. It's even tinier.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that little guy.
Wow.
Oh, that is gorgeous little green snake.
Will, we did it. 2 beautiful smooth green snakes. Now, what's your favorite thing about this reptile?
It's gotta be the vibrance, hands down. I mean, it's a bright green snake. It looks like it came from the jungle, but here we are in the Appalachians and we've got it.
So this is one of my favorite snake species as a kid. I used to always see them in my backyard, but they're becoming more and more scarce. And what is the reason for that?
Well, you know, along with habitat destruction, when people spray pesticides on their lawn, these guys eat insects. So if they eat insects that have pesticides on them, well, you know what happens.
It's gonna wipe out the snakes. So less pesticides means more smooth green snakes. Will, an enormous thanks to you for taking us out today in some of your favorite herping spots. This was the ultimate snake scavenger hunt. Make sure to check out Will's YouTube channel. Lots of awesome videos there.
There's an old saying, if at first you don't succeed, try, and try again. When it comes to featuring the elusive timber rattlesnake, this saying seems to be our team motto.
Oh my gosh. The terrain that we traverse looking for rattlesnakes is a challenge unlike anything we've really ever done before. And this is our 3rd venture out looking for timbers, and it never gets any easier. The sun is really beating down on us. You can see all this distance down behind me. These mountainsides are what we essentially scale, looking for these perfect clusters of rocks where the snakes will be out and sunning. It takes a toll on your body, that's for sure. I'm gonna catch up to Tim and Mario. This hike is definitely testing our will to find these snakes.
Today we have gained special permissions to explore what is known as a right-of-way that was built several years ago during the insertion of a natural gas pipeline. Upon initial installment, this type of construction would have had an adverse impact on the local wildlife. Yet beyond construction, it has become an ideal habitat for many species. Insanely steep, brush-covered, and strewn with a jumble of various rock sizes, this is now the perfect safe haven for our sought-after target, the timber rattlesnake.
Wow. I mean, we're always talking about how beautiful West Virginia is, but when you make it to the top of a bluff like this, check out the view. That is something. My goodness. Wild and wonderful West Virginia right there. Endless miles of possible snake territory. But are we gonna find one? That's the real question.
Once again, we have teamed up with wildlife expert Tim Brust. You likely recognize Tim from a variety of episodes on the Brave Wilderness channel, but it's truly the timber rattlesnake that we can define as his specialty. Currently, Tim has been conserving these snakes by mitigating human-snake interactions. Simply put, he explores the areas that are about to go under construction, finds, and safely moves these reptiles from the path of bulldozers. During this process, he also educates field crews about these misunderstood animals, which helps to keep the snakes alive and the humans safe from having an unwanted venomous encounter.
We are going down at a pretty considerable angle right now in our search for timber rattlesnakes. Now, a lot of this environment has this crumbled flat rock, right? All of this almost like sheetrock. So we're lifting up these giant pieces of rock and looking beneath them for snakes. You hear that? It is completely hollow underneath this rock, and it's very big, which means there's no chance of flipping it. But I came down and I scouted this after walking over it, and look at this. That right there is an absolute perfect spot for a timber rattlesnake to be hiding. Now, you would never want to stick your hand up and underneath a rock like that to sift through the leaves. A bite from a timber rattlesnake could definitely kill you. It's just a matter of covering ground and searching. The more ground we cover, the better the chances we have of finding a snake.
The Western Hemisphere is home to 32 different rattlesnake species. And in my opinion, the timber rattler is one of the most iconic. We have been trying for years to share this species with you. But today, things are about to change.
So Tim and Mario are ahead of me. They just call out, they found a timber rattlesnake. Making my way as fast as I can down this rocky slope. I'm coming. Okay, this is it. We've got a timber rattlesnake. Yes! Oh my gosh, that snake is beautiful. Okay, sounds like we've got 2 snakes. So what we're doing is just bagging the snake for the moment to see if we can get the bigger one. A really big snake, really big snake. All right, what do you need me to do, Tim? Whoa, holy mackerel, that is a huge snake.
We can't.
Here, hold the tongs here. You got him?
Yep.
Good.
Watch out.
Here's the head body here.
Be really careful, there's other snakes in the area. So what's happening right now is we've got a very big snake underneath this rock. It's a very dangerous situation. You can see how steep it is right here, so we've got to be very careful. There are also other snakes within the rock. So we're going to slowly peel back pieces of these rocks and see if we can safely get this snake. Check it out. There are sheds of snake skin all over the place. We have found a hot spot. It's been quite the hike to get to this spot, but we have finally got a timber rattlesnake. Several of them actually.
The other one?
It's a big snake.
Oh my gosh. Hold him. Wow, that is a huge rattlesnake. Okay, do we have another bag with us? Yep. Okay.
In total, we were able to secure 3 snakes, one of which appeared to be a gravid female. This is incredibly exciting for the future of this population.
Beautiful.
And to ensure she does not get stressed, we immediately release her back into the rocks.
Don't want to get any closer than that. How about that, Mario? We finally got our timber.
We got multiple timbers.
Oh my gosh. That is a good sized snake. All right, so what we're gonna do is actually put the snake in a snake bag at the moment. It is definitely a big snake, but we can't film right here. We have to take it to a slightly more controlled setting. So we're gonna safely bag it, move it, and then bring it back down here for the release. When you're bagging a snake, you always wanna secure it at the back side of the bag with the snake hook.
Snake skin. That means this is a healthy population of rattlesnakes that hang out in this area here. We've hit the rattlesnake mother lode, that's for sure.
With the 2 other snakes contained, we begin the arduous climb back up the steep sides of the right-of-way.
This is a very slow and very delicate process. Mario, are you doing okay?
Actually, I tell you what, it's really hard on the forearm. You gotta keep the snake well away from your body so it doesn't swing on you. Snakes can bite easily through the bags, and most people are envenomated when they're transporting snakes like this, so you have to be very careful.
There's the snakes. That's where we came from. And that is where we're still going. A lot of effort, but totally worth it. There it is, the timber rattlesnake. This is our 3rd attempt at finding one of these reptiles in the wild, and my goodness, is this one handsome. Now, the name timber rattlesnake comes from the fact that you find these snakes in forested areas, and they are cryptic. Unless you know exactly what it is that you're looking for, your odds of seeing one are rather pretty slim. Unless you stumble upon it and it gives you that warning of its rattle, you may walk right past it. Now, as compared to the other rattlesnake species here in the United States, I'd actually consider this species rather docile. Their defense is always going to be to rely on their camouflage first. If you get too close, this is exactly what you're going to hear. That rattle going into full action. Basically a security system that says, you're too close, get any closer, and you may take a bite. You can see how close I am to the snake right now, just about 1.5 feet from it. I don't want to make any sudden movements and provoke it too striking, but it definitely senses that I'm here. The rattlesnake is the pinnacle of snake evolution. What I want you guys to really take a look at are the heat-sensing pits right in front of the eye and right below the nostril.
that allow these snakes to pick up the heat signatures of their prey. Basically, all they need to do is lay in wait as an ambush predator for something to come close. Their tongue will flick out, they will sense the chemicals, the smell of that prey item, and then with those heat-sensing pits, they can hone in, almost like a heat-seeking missile, and then strike out with those hinged fangs. Remember, the fangs are like hypodermic needles, and the second they inject that venom, that prey item has pretty much no chance of surviving. Now, if it's something like a small rabbit or rat, a chipmunk, a squirrel, and it runs off, the snake will actually follow the scent of that prey item until it succumbs to the venom, and then it's capable of swallowing down its meal. And those fangs work individually of one another, and they will almost use those like grappling hooks to drag their prey backwards into their mouths. Now, the fangs are modified teeth, but all snakes have multiple rows of teeth within their mouth that are constantly being replaced throughout the course of the snake's life. So as the fangs draw the prey in, the other teeth work it back down the throat and they swallow their prey whole. Now, as compared to other rattlesnake species in the United States, I would say the timber rattlesnake is more ambush than it is nomadic. They will always lay in wait, waiting for their prey to come to them. Any small mammals or small amphibians that they come across within the forested environment make perfect prey. And a snake of this size, which measures, I would guess, just a little over 3 feet in length, is considered a full-grown adult. You may be saying to yourselves, Coyote, you guys are so good at being able to come across animals. How come it's taken you so many attempts to find the timber rattlesnake? This species specifically has been persecuted beyond what other rattlesnakes have even faced. A lot of times people will come across the den, which is known as a hibernaculum. Once they see this, a huge collection of snakes, what they will do is sometimes dump concrete or gasoline and burn these snakes or bury them alive. So you can wipe out an entire population of snakes by doing something like that. So seeing one of these snakes, actually several of them like this in the wild, in a very difficult to reach spot is a very positive thing. It means that the population is thriving. Nothing makes us more excited than to see a thriving population of timber rattlesnakes. This is just such a cool reptile. Now, the next most important thing that we need to do is actually collect the biometrics of this snake. And to do that, what we're gonna do is gently get it into a snake tube. This will put the least amount of stress on the snake and will be the safest scenario for both myself, Tim, and the crew to be able to handle the snake. What I also want to do is get a more up-close look at that rattle, because when it comes to rattlesnakes, nothing is more impressive than that defense system. All right, snake is on the move. All right, Tim, so what would you like me to do to help with this part of the procedure?
And these guys, you want to gently direct their head into the tube.
Got it.
So when he goes in, just set the tube at an angle if you can downward.
Okay.
Sometimes it takes 30 seconds, sometimes it takes 20 minutes. Grab, 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 grab now. Quick, quick, quick. I'll push him in. Push him up. There you go. 2 on the tube, 2 on the snake.
Whew. That was not easy. Wow, that is a powerful snake. My goodness.
With the snake safely tubed, Tim and I are able to quickly collect the biometrics, which include the snake's total length, scale count below the cloaca to determine the reptile's sex, and finally, a rattle button count. This doesn't tell us anything specifically scientific, it's just cool to compare rattle sizes.
That rattle is one of the most unique aspects of this snake. And the rattle itself is actually made out of modified scales. You can actually see the way that it's growing out of the tip of the rattlesnake's tail itself. Now, inside its tail are a bunch of very specialized muscles that allow the tail to vibrate at a very high rate, which causes the rattle to actually rattle. So I can rattle it myself like that, or if I let go of those muscles, the rattlesnake will rattle it on its own. Now, the rattle is made out of something known as keratin, the same material that the scales are made out of, and the same thing that your hair and your fingernails are made out of. People always want to know, well, what's inside the rattle of a rattlesnake? Truth be told, nothing at all. They're actually interlocking segments that are hollow. They're known as buttons, and when they vibrate against each other, that is where you get the rattling sound. Now, you cannot tell the age of a rattlesnake by the number of buttons. People often think that, like the rings of a tree, if you count those buttons, you can tell how old the snake is. That is not true, because throughout the course of the snake's life, it can lose segments of its rattle. But a new button comes into place every single time this snake sheds its skin.
This snake here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 buttons on that rattle. Honestly, this is the largest rattle I've ever seen on any of the rattlesnakes we have featured on the Brave Wilderness channel. Truly a unique aspect of this snake's evolution that makes it so incredibly distinct as compared to any other snake around the world. Well, how cool was this? Spending an unbelievable amount of time searching for and finally finding the timber rattlesnake.
Together, Tim and I worked out of scene to collect biometrics on the other big snake. It was robust and as healthy as a rattlesnake could be, which was a great sign for this thriving population. No two snakes are ever the same, and considering the timber rattler comes in such a wide variety of color phases, it's pretty cool to see just how different individuals are, especially when compared side by side. Finally, we hiked back down to the point of discovery and released both snakes into their corresponding rock crevices. The future of rattlesnakes, and all snakes for that matter, is always tangled up in a series of uncertainties that center around an unnecessary fear of these misunderstood reptiles. Yet it's conservationists like Tim Brust and the tireless work he does to help people understand the importance of these creatures that will ensure they continue to slither across the planet.
Here's a question for you. Have you ever been swarmed by YellowJackets? YellowJackets build their nests underneath the surface of the earth. And if you stumble upon them, especially in the fall, they will swarm out and sting you multiple times. Now, one difficult thing is how do you ever know where a YellowJacket nest is going to be? You don't, until now. Let me show you this. You see that little pink flag and that stake going down into the ground? That is a massive YellowJacket nest. And today we're going to figure out 3 different things about these stinging insects. Number 1, can they sting through a bee suit? We're going to do this as a test to figure out whether or not just these little guys can get through a bee suit before I try this against giant hornets. Number 2, how far do you need to walk from a swarming YellowJacket nest before they'll stop following you? And number 3, are they still angry even after they've been taken away from their nest, put inside of a plastic box, and then your hand goes inside the box? I'm sure saying, wait, whoa, Coyote. Did you just say a box filled with YellowJackets and your hand's going inside the box? Yeah, guys, that is exactly what we're getting ourselves into today. But first, we gotta test out the bee suit theory. Let's get dressed up, see what happens when we disturb an entire nest of YellowJackets. About a year back, we filmed an episode called The Bullet Ant Box, which essentially we have made an advanced version of today. Now we're gonna catch the YellowJackets. You see it's got this little slide trap door there. The way that we're gonna catch them is I'm gonna go in without disturbing the nest, place this right over the top, and once the nest is disturbed, dozens of them will fly up and into the box. Whoa, look at that. Wow, okay, yeah, we're definitely getting swarmed at this point, so I think that's enough for the box itself. Let me go ahead and close this up. Ah! Yeah, that's an entire box of YellowJackets. Okay, you can see the swarm is pretty intense at this point. Ow! God, just got stuck on my hand for sure. Look at the GoPro. The GoPro is completely swarmed. YellowJacket chaos. We've got our box of YellowJackets. Now we are just a few yards away from the nest. Whoa! Ow! Oh, man, definitely getting through the suit. They're definitely getting through the suit. Okay. Ow! All right, come on, let's walk back slowly this direction. Moving slowly, you can see they are definitely still following. Are you getting stung?
I got 1 sting on the finger and it definitely is throbbing.
I got 2 stings on the legs so far. They're still swarming around the GoPro. All right, we are about 40 yards away from the nest at this point. Wow, they are still super angry. Oh, go getting stung in the back. We're gonna go down this bridge up here. We're now about 150 yards away from the nest, and I do not see them swarming around us much anymore. Do you?
No.
Are they all around me?
No, I don't see any around you at all, actually.
So what YellowJackets will ultimately do is attack any potential aggressor to their home. Follow and sting, follow and sting. Now we're gonna place my naked hand inside of the box to determine, Are they still angry at me? Am I gonna get stung? I have a feeling that this is gonna be pretty extreme.
Well, we have made it to the third part of today's experiment. Here's what we've learned so far. Number one, YellowJackets can definitely sting through a bee suit because I took close to 20 hits. We also learned that once you disturb an angry YellowJacket nest, it will follow you for at least 150 yards. Now the third part, definitely the most entertaining part, is going to be the angry YellowJacket box. We have around 100 of these stinging insects inside of this contraption. What I'm going to do is remove the trap door, and my naked arm is going to go inside of the box. The real question is, after 15 minutes of being taken from their nest, are they still angry? Are they still gonna sting? Or are they just gonna crawl around on me? I have a feeling this is probably going to be a little painful. So here we go. I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to enter the angry YellowJacket box. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Ow, 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 definitely just getting stung immediately. Ah! 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 Yep, a lot of stings really quickly. All right, guys, I'm not gonna be able to keep my hand in here very long. Oh! Okay, my hand's gotta come out. Hand's gotta come out. You guys are gonna have to run because these things are gonna be swarming
Here,
everywhere.
let's put the door back in.
Okay, the
Here,
door. Help,
you
help.
got it? Here.
Okay, this was a bad idea. Bad idea. Put the door in. Right there. There, no, it's not in the slot. Right there. Okay, put it in. Oh, man. Okay, abandoned ship. Ow! Ah! 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 You know what they say? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Oh yeah, they're still really, really angry. Oh my gosh, I took a lot of stings. Ah!
Woo! Man, box worked. Got stung.
Let me just try to come up here a little bit. All right, I'm gonna run down and capture him. I think his hand was in there for maybe what, 10 seconds, if that?
Oh my gosh. Holy cow, my arm is on fire right now. I'm getting like an instantaneous headache too. Okay, so the second my pointer finger entered into there, they started swarming up the sleeve and stinging me again and again and again. And so that a gazillion of them didn't get out, and all over the crew, I had to keep my arm in there while we tried to slide the back side of the box in. I was just panicked. I didn't know what to do. That was super intense and very, very painful very quickly. There's a lot of stings really, really quickly. I mean, a lot of stings. Oh my gosh. Oh, don't.
I'm gonna just,
I thought you were gonna squeeze it into my hand.
No, let me just put this little guy on there. He no hard feelings. No hard feelings.
Oh my gosh, my hand is throbbing. All right, hold on, I gotta get, he's probably knows there's pheromones on me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Dude, it is really, really, really bad. It is really, really bad.
You have stink kill?
Yeah, I do have stink kill.
You want some water?
I just need to breathe for a second, man. It's freaking really, really, really painful. Like, insanely painful. Like, it's like escalating to, like, we're getting into like giant hornet territory here. Oh my God. Dude, look how fat my fingers and hand are getting.
Turn it around, inspect it.
Okay.
Let me see the ones on the top of your wrist. But stay still.
I'm trying, dude. This is such a bad idea. I don't know what I was thinking. This is a terrible idea. Oh, we should have stopped at the bee soup. This is absolute agony. This is insane. Like, we are approaching giant hornet pain territory with this amount of venom being pumped into my arm. Like, I'm like losing my mind right now. Oh!
Blame it on the algorithm.
Oh, hey, how's it going, guys? There's an old saying that my boss used to tell me. Number one, if If you're gonna be stupid, you gotta be tough. And number 2, never put your hand in a box full of angry hornets, or in this case, YellowJackets.
So here's when I knew things were going completely wrong. The second I pulled open the gate and the YellowJackets immediately went after my hand and started stinging and biting my fingers. I couldn't even get my hand all the way into the box before I needed to pretty much tap out. I was like, I gotta stop, I gotta stop. At one point, I just almost like whited out and I was like, this is too much. What's happening to me? So do I think YellowJackets are out to get people? No, absolutely not. And the reason YellowJackets and hornets are this aggressive this time of the year is because they're no longer feeding their young and they're getting to the end of their life cycle. They're grumpy, and if you disturb their nest, like you saw happen here today with me, you're going to pay the wrath. I cannot explain to you in words how painful the swelling and the throbbing in my arm is right now, but it is intense. So whatever you do, if you stumble across one of these nests and disturb it, run. Get yourself as far away as you possibly can, and hopefully you will withstand the stings. If you feel that your body is having a negative allergic reaction, seek medical attention as quickly as you possibly can. And please, 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 as we always stress on Brave Wilderness, do not repeat the things that you see me doing here on the channel. This was ridiculously foolish. That was without question one of the worst night's sleep I have ever had. The pain and now the itching that came with the angry YellowJacket box is just unbearable. I'd managed to doze off for about 10 or 15 minutes and then I wake up in agony, and around 2 a.m. the itching started and I didn't even know how to itch it. I try to just do it really lightly because it hurts when I do itch it. My hand is absolutely enormous. You can see how swollen and puffy it is. Ugh, angry YellowJacket box. Stupidest idea I've ever come up with. Well, it's the start of a very big adventure. We are in the middle of nowhere right now. British Columbia is a massive expanse of wilderness, and this river that's flowing here is the Fraser River. And it's surrounded in lore and mystery, primarily around the sightings of what may be a prehistoric creature. We're gonna be working with 2 experts today, Kevin and Mariko, conservationists and anglers. And our goal is to see if we can catch one of these supposed river monsters. Sunshine's starting to peek out. You've got clouds lining in between the crests of these mountains. You got the frost line up top with the snow caps. British Columbia is absolutely beautiful. And we're gonna catch a river monster. Ho, 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 a big river monster. All right, the boat's getting ready to pick me up. It's go time.
In British Columbia, we're pretty fortunate with what we have here for fishing, right? It's a mecca in the world for fishing. Once I was about 14 years old and saw one for the first time. Last year, we were fortunate enough to land a fish that's 11 foot 6.5 to the fork. And we were pretty excited, to say the least, to see something that spectacular. It changed my life.
Well, hopefully we catch something between 7 and maybe 14 feet today. Kevin has the world record at this point, but as long as we get a big fish on the line, we will have an excellent episode. Okay, so we officially have a couple of lines in the water, and like most fishing, now we begin the weighting process. There's heavy weight on the end of these baits, so it essentially stays in one spot. We want to let the fish come to it 28 feet deep in this spot right here. So we're gonna catch a big one today.
These 2 here are real close to this bait here. They're just sitting beside each other. Just see those 2?
Yep.
Hold on, okay, here we go. We're getting a bite.
Oh, we might have a bite.
Now, it could be a smaller fish, or it could be monstrous, and he's just going super slow with trying to get the bait, right?
Oh yeah, definitely pulling a little bit. Not a big fish. Oh, okay, definitely a lot more pull now. Oh yeah, there he is, there he is.
Just keep him in the water.
Oh yes. Wow.
Just keep him in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. That is like perfect handle and hug size. Look at that prehistoric creature. A little mini river monster. Even at this size, incredible power. You're gonna walk him in?
Walk him in, yeah.
Okay.
First one.
Fish is secure.
Good job.
Oh my goodness. Look at you. Unbelievable. That is the white sturgeon, a very miniaturized version of what we're hoping to catch throughout the course of today, but this gives us a chance to really examine the animal. Look at that beautiful coloration. It almost glistens white and blue. Now what's unique about the body structure of this fish is that it's very muscular. The skeleton is made of cartilage, but the head is made of solid bone. The snout is very shovel-nosed in design. You see those little things dangling off the front there? Those are the barbels, and it's those barbels that can sense chemicals within the environment that help these creatures search for their food. Now the mouth of the fish, I'm gonna lift it up just very gently like that so you can see the underside. They have no teeth. These are environmental vacuums, and that they use suction to bring small crustaceans and other animal into their mouths. So they use flat, raspy plates to crush down on and then swallow their prey. And they've got these distinct pectoral fins on their side, which helps balance their body when they're underwater. But it's this dorsal fin in the back and the tail that really makes it look like a shark. That caudal fin will often be seen coming to the surface, and those are one of the indicators that people think that they're seeing some sort of prehistoric monster. This fish is truly ancient in design, and its reptilian look, especially if that back just comes to the surface like that, shows you why people may misidentify this animal as a mythological creature. At this point, we want to get the fish back off and into the environment, but this is small, 2.5 feet in length. We're hoping to find something that dwarfs this fish, something that could truly be considered a river monster. All right, buddy, thanks for hanging out with us, and happy hunting.
For us, it's very encouraging to see these fish, and when you get the small ones, they're my favorite, and so it's great seeing them.
Yeah, the young ones mean the next generation is going to become someday these living dinosaurs in a sense.
Exactly.
Well, certainly the work that you're doing to instill conservation and education aligns with everything that we're doing at Brave Wilderness, and if we can catch a big fish, we'll be able to show the world just why these creatures are so cool.
Yeah, for sure, and it'll be good to see, you know, what sizes we get, because it's kind of like a lottery out here, right?
Yeah.
You get little guys, you get big guys, we don't know.
Any tips for how to bring in one of these fish, especially if it's 7 feet or more and weighing close to 300 pounds?
Yeah, so one thing is never let your guard down,
Okay.
ever. And also, if you have a little bit of a pause, straighten out your arms rather than keep them really tight in like this, and that'll give your bicep and your forearm a little bit of a break, and then you gotta get right back into it.
So you see that fish on there? I'm gonna try and cast right close to him.
Yeah. It's just trailing off the back of the boat. The big question is whether or not it's actually hungry and wanting to feed. If we get that monster on the line, hold on.
Now we got a fish.
Fish on! Big one?
Bigger.
Bigger! Whoa!
Okay, you're gonna grab this. And you're gonna stay square to him.
Okay.
So face him.
Okay.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, this could be a legit river monster right here.
And hold on tight, because when he's going, he's gonna go.
Yep. So I'm just feeling him hold on, basically.
Just hold on, yeah. Okay, yeah. Get ready. Hold on tight, don't reel, just hold. Just hold.
Whoa, that's a strong fish right there. Holy cow, we definitely have a river monster on the end of this line. Wow, this is gonna require a lot of strength, I can tell that. Should I be letting it take line like this?
Yeah, let him go, just stay square to him.
Oh, this is a very, very big fish. I'm using all my body weight to hold on to this animal. Come on, baby. Oh boy. Farewell and adieu, all ye fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, ye ladies of Spain. We got a big one here, Chief. This could be a new world record size fish. Kevin and I might break his record today. My forearms are screaming right now. That's why you don't skip arm day at the gym. Wow. Oh, look at him taking slack. Oh, he's running. Every time I have the chance for slack, I gotta take it. Oh, there just jumped, do you see it? It's like the size of a killer whale. Woo! It is huge, did you see it? Oh, it is really big. We do not want to lose this fish. We've got the fish up at the surface, it's absolutely huge. Mario's filming its head's right alongside the boat. Wow, it is massive. Holy cow, what do you want me to do, Kevin?
Just right there's good. I'm gonna grab the line.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna grab the weight, reel a little bit.
Okay, reel a little bit in.
This right there, yeah, that's good right there. Hold it there. Hold it there.
Whoa. Oh yeah.
There
That
it
is a big fish.
Good job.
Wow. Holy cow. Yeah, that is a hoss right there. It's spilling out of the cradle.
Okay, let's see what his length is.
225. Wow, yeah.
86.
86. 225, 86.
7.5 feet, so that's
a
over 8.
huge tail.
Over 8 total length.
Over 8?
Total length, yeah.
His head is huge, absolutely massive. Look at the size of its head. It's like a battering ram. Woo! We have done it. We have caught a true dinosaur. The white sturgeon, measuring 8 feet in length and capping in at probably close to 300 pounds. And when you look at the design of this animal, it looks exactly like the smaller one we caught earlier. The big bony head, the scutes that run down the length of the body, but the difference is the girth and the weight. This thing is absolutely massive. Now, the lineage of this fish species dates back 200 million years. And throughout our adventure, Kevin keeps calling these things dinosaurs. They truly are living fossils. What would you guess, Kevin? This fish is probably close to 70 or 80 years of age?
Yeah, for sure, at this size, yeah.
That is ancient.
Something very cool about this fish is, see these scutes around here? They're like blue. Every fish has different unique markings. You can always see it on the head, and you can also see it on the scutes. This fish has got really, really unique markings, which is very cool to see.
Yeah, it almost looks like this diamond pattern, and the head is so smooth, and then as soon as you get to those scutes, they really are razor sharp, but they have this iridescent glow to them, and the pattern on each individual fish is completely unique, correct?
Yeah, and also the scutes, right? The further they go upriver on the Fraser here, they'll wear down like sandpaper, so the closer to the ocean, they're sharper, and if they're a transient fish, you can get sharp fish in areas that you typically don't.
We spent hours traveling upriver by boat, but believe it or not, civilization is all around us. The biggest threat a fish of this size faces is non-selective salmon nets. These animals get tangled up, the nets aren't checked for significant periods of time, and they end up drowning. 80 years that it takes to get to this size, and it can be lost in a single day simply because a net is not being checked. It's really heartbreaking when you think about it. But at the same time, people don't think about these animals. The sturgeon is not exactly the prettiest fish on the face of the planet. It lives in murky water, feeding at the bottom, an environmental vacuum cleaner, but they're incredibly important. And without them, the river system will completely fall out of balance. You gotta love something that's this big and this ancient. When do you ever get to be hands-on with a dinosaur? I absolutely love this fish. Sturgeon have been one of those misunderstood creatures that I've loved since I was a little kid. Oh, this was so cool. Now, angling this fish was incredibly difficult, exhausting on the body, but the reward, being able to get it up close, and most importantly, being able to share it with the audience is what's gonna help change the face of conservation for these fish. If you can't see it, if you can't appreciate it, you can't truly love it. And if you can't love something, you don't have a real reason to protect it. Kevin, thank you so much for bringing us out on this expedition. For me, this is a new personal best, 8 feet in length, 300 pounds.
Thank you, sturgeon. You have now topped the alligator gar. All right, big fish, off you go.
Every day another giant vanishes from our planet, many of which go unseen and unrecognized. But conservation warriors like Kevin and Mariko are working tirelessly to change this. To glimpse a river monster at the surface is a sight one never forgets, and is a story of the unexplained that can last a lifetime. But to physically angle, get hands-on with, and spiritually connect with these ancient creatures is a privilege one can only experience in person. If you would like to raise awareness for white sturgeon and become part of a research expedition, make sure to visit and book your adventure today. Several years ago, we released an episode titled Bizarre Creatures of Texas, where we found and featured a colorful mix of species, including a brilliantly blue ribbon snake, a feisty little musk turtle, and a truly alien-looking fish known as a spotted gar. Wow, this fish certainly is prehistoric looking. We have returned to the scene of this wildly successful adventure with a new curiosity. Can we discover an equally compelling list of stranger things a second time around? This prehistoric-looking cypress swamp is cloaked with shallow, dark waters, making it the perfect nursery for prey species to develop and predators in training to hone in on their ability to hunt. But under the light of day, the hunting fields seem to be eerily quiet. The reason for this is that the midsummer months in East Texas can reach sweltering temperatures, so the best time to witness creatures displaying predatory behavior is at night.
What's going on, guys? It's a sweltering night here in East Texas, which means the conditions are absolutely perfect for nocturnal creatures to be on the hunt. If you guys are ready, let's get the adventure started and see what we can find.
There's a lot of glowing eyeballs out there. It's really tough to tell what they are.
There's no way to catch that frog. That is a classic Texas bullfrog right there. It is nestled down up against the edge of the water, surrounded by thorn plants. You want to talk about a good home security system? This frog's got it figured out. And they're smart too. That's how this frog has managed to survive to grow to such an epic proportion. And a frog of that size doesn't have many predators. In fact, that is one of the predators in this environment. Look at that, that's pretty cool. You see that anole's just gently sleeping now. Oh, he's awake now. Got him. Hi, buddy, how are you? I know, I'm sorry, you're very grumpy that we woke you up. Whoa, this is crazy. This lizard has a mutation in its tail. Look at that, it's growing an extra piece to its tail. I bet you at some point in time, the tip of its tail was injured, maybe by a predator, and it broke off there, and then the tail continued to grow. A two-tailed green anole. How cool is that? All right, buddy, we're gonna place you right back up on your leaf, let you keep sleeping. We're gonna try to find something a little bit bigger and a little more challenging to catch. Nice. Look at that. Absolutely love this species. I'm at a slightly awkward angle here inside a patch of thorns, and where there's one snake there could be others, and there could be others that are venomous. So I think we want to move up here into a slightly more controlled situation and take a better look at the banded water snake. Haha! Fantastic, good spotting, Trent. Now when it comes to water snakes, my first intuition is that, okay, prepare because you're likely going to be struck at. And water snakes have a tendency to be rather bitey, despite the fact that they're non-venomous. You don't necessarily need to worry about that bite, but this snake is about as calm as it gets. Now the thing that makes the banded water snake so unique
is that beautiful banding that runs down the length of its body. And it looks as if the snake may have just recently shed its skin because it is velvety smooth to the touch. Absolutely beautiful. Now, this snake, unfortunately, is oftentimes misidentified for the venomous water moccasin or a copperhead. Obviously, the banding makes it look very much like its venomous counterparts, but this is a snake that you have no reason to fear whatsoever. Such a super cool snake. Now, one thing that I love about this snake is look at the underbelly. Look at that design. How beautiful. Now, as compared to the Lake Erie water snake or the northern water snake, two species that I'm very familiar with, these are much more vibrant, and the decoration in their patterning is something that you never forget if you are somebody that truly appreciates snakes. All right, we're gonna place this guy right back down into the underbrush so he can continue hunting. We're gonna see if we can find something a little more dangerous.
I'm gonna approach this one very slowly. That is a massive fishing spider. And just for scale, I'm gonna put my hand relatively close to it in hopes that it doesn't leap towards my hand and inflict a bite. That's actually the, oh, that made me jump. That's actually the female. The male's a little bit further down. The females are much larger than the males, and that may very well be the largest fishing spider I have ever seen. She probably lives back up underneath this piece of bark. Let me see if I can gently coax her back out into the middle of the tree here, just a bit. There we go. Look at that. Now, even at this size, this spider is so lightweight that it is capable of running across the surface of water. Really try to think about that. A spider that is that big, that is capable of running on water. If you had arachnophobia because of normal spiders, the fishing spider definitely is capable of giving some people nightmares. But the good news is that the venom that this spider possesses is only powerful enough to kill small fish, maybe some tadpoles, maybe a baby frog at the biggest. So not necessarily an arachnid you should be terrified of. Tell you what though, being this close definitely gives me the EBGBs. All right, let's keep moving. Look at this. Some very interesting species, little freshwater crayfish. Very cool looking. Look at all the red spots on its front claws. I have a feeling that based on the skinniness of those pinchers, it doesn't have the most powerful pinch, but let's go ahead and experiment with that and find out for ourselves. Let's see here. Ooh, 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 okay. Very pointy, but not a ton of pressure. That one on the bottom there is actually pretty painful. Feels like a pinprick. You wanna let go? Or are you just gonna hold on like that? Okay, I'm gonna very slowly. There we go. Well, it's got a noticeable pinch, but not anything that's gonna cause any damage. But to the small little prey items that this crayfish is feasting after, running into those pinchers is definitely what would be considered a very, very bad night. All right, I'm gonna place this little crustacean right back down into its hunting pool. We're gonna see what else we can find. Whoa, hold on, careful, you're like in it. You're up against it. I am less than 1 foot from having walked straight into this massive orb weaver's web. Wow, the golden nature to this web may be the most elaborate that I have ever seen of its type. And the female at the center of this amazing artistic orchestration is about as big as they get here in Texas. Wow. Now, as a human, if I had taken another step forward looking down at my feet, this would have completely encapsulated my entire head, and that spider would have been right almost on my face. Now, the good thing about this spider species is they very seldom bite, and even if you are bitten, the venom is very non-toxic if you are a human. But a spider of that size on your body, oh, it will make your skin crawl like there is no tomorrow. And there are multiple males hanging out in this web, all hoping that they get the chance to breed with this true queen of the Texas night. Wow. And any flying insect that ends up in this golden structure is doomed without question. Oh, look at this, she caught something. A little damselfly. Oh, buddy, it's over for you, I'm sorry. Oh, here she goes. A small meal, but a meal nonetheless. Look at that. I mean, she's just not wasting any time. She's just consuming that damselfly straight away. Wow. Look at the way that her little tiny hooks on the front of her leg just allow her to easily move across that webbing. Wow. I'm gonna just go ahead and duck underneath the clearance of this and come on this side. Woo, buddy. That is one magical web right there. Watch yourselves coming through here. There's a big golden strand coming right across in front of you. That is impressive. There's a pretty good sized fish swimming around out here. That might be a largemouth bass.
I got him! I broke the net, but I got him! How about that? I just caught a largemouth bass. Broke the net in the process, but got the bass. We gotta look at it really quickly, because the fish like this cannot stay out of water for too much time. Wow, that is beautiful largemouth bass. A largemouth bass gets its name because of this very large mouth. They're capable of essentially just engulfing their prey with one big gulp. They suck the water and the prey into their mouth, and at night like this, these fish will come into the shallows and feast upon other small fish. Wow. Now this is what you would consider, I would say, a medium-sized largemouth. They get quite a bit bigger than that, but it's not every day that you manage to net up a fish of this design. They are incredibly fast, predatory, and definitely out in full force under the cover of night to try and get their prey. You guys said you wanted more fish on the Brave Wilderness channel, and we are delivering this year. All right, I gotta get this guy right back off and into the water. Got him! Yeah. We got a catfish! This is crazy! This is totally the night of the fish. So that, I believe, is a juvenile flathead catfish. And the way you can tell the difference between these catfish species is actually the tail fin. The blue catfish and the channel catfish have a V-shaped tail, and the flathead cat has a more square or sort of rounded tail fin. So, whoa, gotta be careful handling it. I believe, and it's kind of tough to tell when they're juveniles, I believe this then is a flathead catfish. Now, they do have rather prominent spines on their pectoral and dorsal fin, so I do have to be careful that I'm not barbed in the process of holding this fish. But up front there, the thing that makes catfish so cool are those whiskers, or barbels as they're more scientifically known. Those are used to detect the environment, picking up chemicals. They are able to investigate the environment as they move throughout it, helps them detect predators and also search for their prey. And they have rather poor eyesight, so in a shallow pool of water like this, they will rely on camouflage to stay hidden from predators. But in its own right, this catfish is a young predator in the making. Now, the reason these smaller catfish are in a more secluded body of water like this is you can actually consider it a bit of a nursery where the smaller fish learn how to hunt and can stay away from the larger predators like alligators. I gotta be honest, I am never disappointed anytime we can manage to get a fish up close for the cameras. The last time I was hands-on with a catfish, it was over 50 pounds. But even seeing one of this size always gets me excited because catfish are one of the coolest fish species here in the United States. Well, I would definitely say it was a rather successful adventure out here tonight into the swamps of Texas.
we came across a variety of species, including the largemouth bass and a little juvenile flathead catfish. All right, little catfish, back off into the nursery you go.
Nocturnal adventures always seem to result in an exciting series of animal encounters. Cooler temperatures, plus the cover of darkness, and consistent activity from prey species always seems to be a good equation for finding strange predators in the swamps of East Texas. If you head out on a scavenger hunt in search of some stranger things, always bring a flashlight and only interact with animals that you can properly identify as being non-venomous.
It's a beautiful sunny morning here in West Virginia, and welcome to Glade Springs. Today's event promises to be painfully entertaining, as self-proclaimed beast of bites Coyote Peterson is going to be strategically taken down and of course bitten by 3 truly terrifying yet professionally trained canines. Peterson will be wearing a Kevlar bite suit, and while it will protect him from lacerations and punctures, it does not have padding, and he will feel every bit of pressure in these bites. The playing field measures 60 feet, so once the canines are released off the leash, Peterson will only have seconds to prepare for impact, and running is not an option. Each dog will be ranked on a scale of 1 through 5 across 3 categories: intimidation, impact, and bite force. I gotta tell you, I've seen some dumb, ridiculous dog shows, but nothing tops the insanity that is the best in bites. Now, before we get eyes on the lineup of pooches, first a big thanks to our marquee sponsor, McCord Canine of West Virginia. If you are in the market for a tactically trained law enforcement or home security companion, give them a call. Not only do their dogs have the bark, you're about to see that they definitely have the bite. First up will be a German Shepherd named Mezzy. Weighing in at around 70 pounds and armed with an estimated bite force of over 220 pounds, it's fair to say that this is not going to be a pretty scene. Peterson's second hit, if he lasts that long, will come in the form of a Doberman pinscher named Mushka. Tipping the scales at 95 pounds, his intimidation level should be off the chart, and he proudly boasts being a fully trained home security dog. Now, if Peterson is still standing after the first 2 dogs, his final feat will be going up against a tactically trained Belgian Malinois named Kasia. Woo-hoo-hoo! 75 pounds of pure muscle, backed up by a bone-crushing bite force. This dog is designed to enforce a fast surrender. My goodness. Okay, Mr. Beast of Bites, no guts, no glory. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Best in Bites.
Okay guys, I'm getting ready for the first dog. I've decided to go with the German Shepherd because, I mean, it's intimidating based on its coloration, but it hasn't been snapping, hasn't been snarling yet. I'd say it's medium size when it comes to its weight. And this is, again, remember, training for the dog. This is actually really fun for these dogs to be doing this. It's almost like playing a game of fetch. The only difference is that I'm the toy at the end of the run. So cameras are rolling. Here we go. I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to enter the bite zone with the German Shepherd. Here we go. Hey boy, here I am. Here we go, here we go. Here I am, right here, right here, right here. Ow, 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 ow. He's getting close to my hand. Surrender, 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 surrender. Ouch. Ouch. Good boy. Ouch.
Wow! Did you see the speed at which Messi covered the field? I gotta say, Peterson held up and danced well in the presence of that 220-pound bite force. I would have been crying for mercy before the dog even hit me. Okay, let's head back to the field and get an official tally.
Holy bone-crushing bite force. I would say that on a scale of 1 to 5, this being the first dog, that was probably a 3. I want to say a 3, maybe more. Oh, definitely more powerful than Maya, the Belgian Malinois that we worked with a few years ago. And I called surrender at one point because my hand started slipping out of the bite jacket and was becoming exposed. What I didn't want to happen was for the dog to take one chomp further and actually get teeth into my flesh. Intimidation level, I would say probably a 2. Not too much snapping to start off. Impact, probably about a 2 as well. But the bite, definitely without question, a 3. Oh my gosh. Oh, my heart is racing. Okay, we're good. I'm ready to go to the next dog. Never gets any easier, guys. Never gets any easier. I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to be bitten by the Doberman Pinscher. Here we go. All right, Jay, release the beast. Over here, buddy. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Right here. Oh, the dog's so big he can get all the way up on top of me. Okay, I surrender.
Only a true bonehead would sneak into a yard or a house with that pooch on the prowl. I mean, look at this replay. When it's up on its back legs, I think the dog is taller than Peterson himself. Coyote's still rolling around on the ground. Come on, Mr. Bites, get up. We need an official tally.
Oh, man. Oh, I can't catch my breath. Holy mackerel. Oh, my heart. My heart is going so fast right now, I hardly breathe. Oh my gosh. When you see a dog of that size barreling straight towards you, when he gets up on his back legs, he's as tall as I am. I was looking his mouth right in my face. As I got my arm up, he got me low on the wrist, which immediately was like, oh my gosh, he's gonna get my hand. He ended up working up towards my elbow because I turned my arm. I was able to actually stay up on my feet a little easier than I was the German Shepherd, believe it or not. I think that's because of the height of the dog itself. Now, my arm was deep back into those teeth too. The size of that dog's head is absolutely massive. And even through this bite suit, man, I could feel a lot of pressure. Once it really realized what it was biting down onto, those bites increased. I mean, they got more and more powerful as the dog amped itself up. And oh my gosh, by the end of it, when I had to call surrender, it was painful, more painful than the German Shepherd. I would say on a scale of 1 to 5, the bite force ranks as a 4. I would say intimidation factor is without question a 4. When it comes to impact, there was intimidation to that. It didn't hit as hard as the German Shepherd did, so I'd say I'm gonna give it only a 2 on the impact. But man, a dog of that size is not something you ever want to be latched onto your arm. Oh, I need a breather before we go Malinois. Oh my goodness, I am a true human chew toy. Woo! Okay, this is it. Last dog of the day. Without question, the intimidation factor is on the next level. When this dog is on the leash, it is snapping, snarling, spit and slobber. This is a fully trained tactical Belgian Malinois. This is it. This is gonna be the bad one. Oh man. Okay, here we go.
I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to be bitten by the Belgian Malinois. All right, here we go. Come on, buddy, come get me. Ah! 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 God, get him, get him, get him, get him! Ah! 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 I surrender! I surrender! I surrender! Ah! 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 Clear dog! Clear dog! Ah! 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 Okay. There is no question about it. The Belgian Malinois' bite is next level compared to the German Shepherd and to the Doberman Pinscher. Oh my gosh, that was insanely painful. I can't move my arm right now. Oh my gosh. I mean, the impact. The dog actually slammed into me, threw me backwards, then found me again and latched on. And I mean, we're talking bites up and down my arm. And when he finally got down to a narrow spot by my wrist where he could get his entire mouth over and locked in place, I mean, just crushing power. I could feel the teeth grinding up against my bone. I can't even explain to you guys how painful that effect is. Remember, the bite suit is preventing the teeth from actually penetrating skin, but I am feeling all of that impact. Intimidation factor 5, impact 4, pressure of bite 5, no question about it. Oh my gosh, okay, I gotta get the bite suit off and take a look at my arm. Give me a minute.
I gotta be honest, okay? That dog was like a laser beam off the leash. It had take down burning in his eyes. And I can only imagine what Peterson must have been thinking. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he soiled his bite suit. Seriously.
Oh man, my arm is sore. The swelling is beginning to set in. Without question, I'm gonna have bruises, and to be honest, it's hard to squeeze my hand into a fist. Now, when you break it all down, the German Shepherd versus the Doberman Pinscher versus the Malinois, without question, the Malinois takes the title in the Best in Bites show. And I'm gonna give a big thanks to McCord Canine of West Virginia for allowing us to be a part of their training procedures. Remember, while these dogs may look fierce and ferocious, turning me into a human chew toy is all a part of their daily training.
Well, folks, that brings us to the end of our show. It was a thrilling journey, and I think we can all walk away with a new appreciation for the talents possessed by these incredible canines. Signing off, I'm your host, Wolf Masterson, saying goodbye and good night.
It's a slightly overcast day here in Kentucky, which is the perfect conditions if you're searching for salamanders. In the United States, there are 186 different species. And the good news for us is that here in the Southeast, 102 of those salamanders can be found. So what we're gonna do is, as a team, flip multiple rocks and see how many of these slimy amphibians we can come across. We're gonna search all along this cliff face, and with any luck, this is gonna be one successful salamander scavenger hunt. All right, guys, let's start flipping. Oh, got a salamander, guys. That is the long-tailed salamander right there. Now, the easiest way to identify this species is the length of the tail, hence the name long-tailed salamander. They're also orange in coloration with all this black speckling. And what's cool is these are closely related to the cave salamanders that we have featured before. Now, with each salamander that we come across today, we're gonna try to get a really cool macro B-roll shot. You can't truly appreciate the beauty and magnificence of a salamander unless you can be right there next to it. And what's cool is that this is a lungless salamander species, which means it's absorbing all of its oxygen through its skin. Like all salamander species, the long-tailed is a voracious predator. They will eat pretty much anything that they come across. If it fits in that mouth, it is fair game. Okay,
that's our first salamander of the day. And it's very important to place the amphibians right back where you found them. Away you go. All right, let's see if we can find some more salamanders. Look at this, look at this, look at this. I don't know if it's a fish or a salamander.
Oh man, that's a salamander.
That's a salamander?
Pretty sure. Just make sure it doesn't go in a burrow.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me get my hand down underneath here. Yes, that's a red salamander.
Oh,
No, it's
man.
a mud salamander. It's a mud. That's a mud. That's
Mud
a mud.
salamander?
Grab him. Don't let him go.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Oh, got him.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's a rare one?
Yeah, that's one a lot of people love to see.
Wow, look at that. A mud salamander.
Yeah.
Very robust body. I thought it was a red salamander just with seeing the tail. Whoa, that is good size too. Like the name suggests, they will bury down in the mud very, very quickly. This is a fossorial species. They love staying in that moist, muddy environment and not one that is really easy to come across. Now, one way to tell the difference between a mud salamander and a red salamander is that the red salamander has a goldish eye, while the mud salamander has a muddy brown eye. What's cool about the mud salamander is it has a very robust body structure. They do get a little bit bigger than this, but this would be considered a full-sized adult. Okay. Our second salamander is officially caught and recorded. Let's keep searching. We're doing pretty good so far. We're moving away from that rock face, moving deeper into a forested area where Tim says we will find some of our next species. Now, this pine forest, despite looking dry, actually retains quite a bit of moisture. So any logs or rocks that are flat to the ground, like this one here, may have salamanders under them. I see worms. That's a really good sign. Where you find worms, you're likely to find the salamanders. I just heard Tim call out from the distance. He's got another salamander. This will be our third one of the day. Oh, look at that. Yes. Is that a slimy salamander?
It is.
Wow. Good find, Tim. I got him. Whoa, he's quick. That, whoa, stay. Is a slimy salamander. Now, they're called slimy salamanders because as soon as they feel as if a predator is threatening their existence, they will secrete a very sticky slime, so much so that it will gum up the mouth of anything that is trying to eat it. In some instances, will even choke and kill its attacker. Easy to identify given its speckled patterning. Whoa, it is fast. I'm gonna bounce onto it there. All right, actually, Tim, get out that little container real quick. Let's see if we can get this guy to calm down. Trying to just run up and into my jacket here. I see you're trying to stay hidden. Oh yeah, I can already feel that it is super sticky. Wow. All right, let's get it moist here. There you go, buddy. Whoa, that is cool. Look at how fast it's capable of moving. Now, whenever handling any salamander species, it's important to carry a small little plastic container with you with a small amount of water. What you don't want to do is dry the salamander out. Remember, amphibians secrete a mucus from their skin to keep themselves moist, and the less of that moisture you can suck into your own skin, the better it is for the creature. And when we're actually getting the B-roll shot, we want to be as still as we possibly can. No sudden movements. Salamanders' bodies are incredibly durable, and many of the salamander species in this area are capable of actually dropping their tails just like a lizard, so we have to be very careful when we handle them. You never want to pick up a salamander by its tail. Now, the slimy salamander is one of the most common salamander species here in the southeastern United States. People often misidentify them for spotted salamanders. Both species are black, but the spotted is more robust and has very distinct large yellow spots. These spots are more sparsely spread throughout the salamander's body, and you can see they're almost whitish gold in coloration. Okay, we're gonna place the salamander right back under the log where we found it, but good salamander etiquette is to always place the log back exactly the way you found it. What you don't want to do is accidentally squish the salamander. So getting it right back into its spot like that, then the salamander can scurry back up underneath and it will be totally safe without being squished. And little guy. There you have it. The slimy salamander, our third of the day. Okay, so we've made our way down this ravine and we have found some pristine creek salamander habitat. Look at this. All of that running water
and all of those rocks are super flippable. Whew, just when I thought we had run out of places to search, we find this environment. This is super perfect. All right, Tim flipped another salamander. I guess it's a 2-line.
We got a little guy.
Oh, a tiny one. Still counts, that's a new species. Oh, it's got a little nub tail. Yeah, there's a perfect example of a salamander that lost its tail and is starting to regrow a new one. That's definitely one of the more common stream salamander species. Beautiful. The way to easily identify them is the 2 lines that run down the length of the body. And they usually spill all the way out onto the tail, but this guy doesn't have a tail. That is our 4th species right there. And these salamanders specialize in eating small worms and crayfish larvae. It's definitely the smallest salamander we've come across today. Arguably the most common as well. If you're out flipping rocks in a stream in the eastern United States, there's a good chance you're going to flip up a 2-line salamander. Salamander right here. Tim, got a salamander. I don't know what it is. It's all black. Blackish gray.
From the looks of it, the speckling on the side, it looks like a northern dusky salamander.
Northern
Be careful,
dusky?
they're real fast.
Okay. Very cool. All right, Mario, want to get out the B-roll camera?
Yep.
Actually, this little ledge right here might make the perfect spot to get those B-roll moments. All right, how about that? Our 5th salamander of the day, the northern dusky. Now, this salamander species has an incredible sense of smell. And like all the plethodont species, they have these nasal grooves just behind the nostrils called nasolabial grooves. Incredible sense of smell. And these are slightly nomadic predators, very opportunistic, but this is a salamander species that will actually feast upon smaller salamanders. Very sharp teeth, not something you want to run into, but a creature of this size is definitely way too small to bite a human. How are the shots looking?
Good.
Pretty good? Well, there you have it, our 5th salamander species of the day. All right, let's place this one back under its rock and keep on moving. Okay, we are now moving out of the creek environment, up this rather steep hill. We're gonna try to find our next spot, although it does look like the sun is fully overhead. Not real sure that the conditions are gonna continue to be in our favor. These logs look good. Let's see, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by its toe. If it hollers, let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. All right, we'll go for this one first. There we go. Could this be our 6th salamander of the day? Some little burrows here. Right here, salamander. Oh, Mario!
What you got?
Red salamander.
Are you sure?
Yep. Come here, buddy. Look at that. Wow. Very similar looking to the mud salamander, but many more spots, and it actually has a gold iris within its eye. That's one of the easiest ways to tell this species from the mud salamander. Oh, that is a big one. Very robust body structure. And what's unique about this salamander is also has a very short tail as compared to the mud salamander. This salamander is not nearly as vibrant as the mud salamander, and the spotted pattern that runs over the length of the body is much more dense. Well, with the sun directly overhead, the temperatures are beginning to climb, which means our odds of finding salamanders are not nearly as good as they were this morning.
If you enjoyed this salamander scavenger hunt, write in the comments section below and tell us what your favorite species of the day was. Here's a quick recap. Long-tailed salamander, mud salamander, slimy salamander, 2-line salamander, dusky salamander, red salamander.
Oh, look at this environment. This is awesome. This is just completely a green algae mess of ooze. Perfect snapping turtle habitat. But it does make them a little difficult to see. We're gonna move out and around this tree. Be really tough to catch anything right here.
Is that a turtle?
Oh, it is a turtle.
How are you
Tuck
gonna
back
get
in
it?
those logs. I'm gonna have to dive all the way back in there. Are you good? Oh, he's moving. Oh no, I'm losing it. I lost it. Where'd it go? You see where it is?
This way.
Oh,
Oh, under me, right there, right there, right there. Go around. Oh, did you feel him? No, I didn't. I'm pretty sure that was him. That was so close, a catch and a miss. I had the back of its shell, and then it propelled itself forward and pulled right out of my hand. Well, I'd say that's it for this location. Okay, we're on to our second location. There's some huge turtles in here, but they're very tough to catch. I actually see one that's up against the side of the pond. Might be able to get this one by hand.
Is that him?
Yeah,
How deep is it?
really deep.
All right, we're going to the kayak. I can't catch that turtle.
Yes! Got one. Yeah, there we go. That's a good turtle right there. Whew. Okay. In the boat with you, buddy. This is definitely the most difficult part right here. Getting a turtle in your boat and then getting it back into a controlled setting. Not the biggest turtle in here, but we got one. Check that out. Definitely bigger than the first turtle we caught today. This turtle is actually named Winston. Only the second time I have ever caught this dragon. Now look at the nose. The beak is a little worn down, but this is still a very, very healthy common snapping turtle. All right, we have seen 3 turtles. We have caught 2. I think it's time that we move on to the next location and see if we can up our numbers. All right, let's get this guy back into the water. Okay, location number 3, one of my favorite spots in Gahanna, Ohio, and I already see a snapping turtle out there moving in the mud. We're going straight into this. There he is, he's gonna start moving.
Oh, and just like that.
Wow, there we go. Turtle number 3. And this is one of the most famous turtles here in Central Ohio. His name is Homer. I have named all the turtles in this location after mythological Greek gods. And this is one of the most dominant reptiles in this spot. Now, not as big and as heavy as some of the other turtles that we see in other locations, but definitely just as angry. Well, how about that? Walking right up, and that is turtle number 3 of the day. Very, very sharp claws on this turtle. Okay, let's see who else we can find. Looking good, buddy. There you go. All right. That's a great start for this location. Okay, we're heading back into here, see if we can find some more turtles.
This is really good for our numbers, right?
That is great. That is a perfect
I mean, for
start.
our time.
Yes. That's gonna help. Here's another turtle right here, right here. That is Hercules. Woo! Homer and Hercules back to back. Look at that. This turtle is the biggest turtle that lives in this location. How about that? Back to back turtles right next to each other.
Oh, that is great.
Unbelievable. What a beautiful common snapping turtle. And I am very happy to see that he is healthy and doing well. Hi, buddy. How are you? He's like, oh, hey, Coyote. How are you? All right, that is 4 turtles now. I'm gonna place them right back here. Watch your toes, and we'll see who else we can find. All right, off you go. How about that? Woo! Our numbers, just like that, are back in our favor. I'd say that's pretty good for this location. We caught 2 of the 3 turtles that live in this very small urban swamp. That brings our total count up to 4. We're almost halfway there, and we still got the best location to come. That was huge. That may be the fastest I've ever caught 2 very sizable snapping turtles back to back. All right, guys, last location. Do you believe in miracles? Can I catch 6 turtles in the next 2 hours at this location? Only time will tell. We got 1 time around the pond. Here we go. The sunlight is definitely helping us right now. I can see right down to the bottom, so if there's a turtle hunting or moving, I should be able to see it. There's one right there, right in front of you. Oh, he's a big one. Oh, he's a big one. Oh, the water's deep. Completely getting swallowed in water. That is cold, but that is a huge turtle. One of the biggest turtles that lives in this location. The turtle known as Big Daddy. And that is, wow, officially
our 5th turtle of the day. I'm just gonna let him go. We gotta keep moving. Here we go, moving on. See you later, big guy. Wow, what a catch. Yes. Man, my waders are completely full of water. I might need to drain them. Yeah. Snapper right there. Turtle, turtle, turtle. It's Hubert. No, it's not. Look at this guy. Yes, look at that. Turtle number 6. Wow, I don't know what this turtle is. I've actually never caught it before in this body of water, but that is turtle number 6. I've officially tied my personal best. 6 turtles in a single day. We've only got 4 more to go. How awesome is that? Woo! That is one stinky snapping turtle right there. All right, put him right back in, and let's see if we can get number 7. Oh, we're heating up now. Yes! What's exciting about this is that if I catch a 7th turtle, that will be my new personal record for most turtles caught in a day. Got a snapping turtle right here, hunkered down, just hiding. Come here, buddy. There we go, look at that. Turtle number 7. Woo. Wow, there we have it. That's 7, that's my new personal record in a single day. Nice. Not a huge turtle, but that is number 7. Wow, this is a really good looking little turtle. Some of the claws are kind of nubbed off in the front, probably from fighting with another snapping turtle at some point. Okay, this guy's going right back down into the mud. See you, buddy. Oh, don't bite me. Feisty. Okay, turtle number 8, let's find it. It's tough because I want to go as fast as possible because we're running out of time, but you really have to glide slowly when you're looking for snapping turtles, because if you drift too far past one, you'll have no chance of catching it. Big turtle right there, it's Oscar. It's Oscar. Here we go. Woo! Yes! Oh. Big turtle right there. Woo! There we have it. That is an absolute gigantor. It's Oscar. Oh my goodness, it's Oscar. This is the largest snapping turtle in this body of water, and he means business. Look at the size of him. Holy mackerel. That is turtle number 8 right there. Hold on, I'm loosening him. Oh, he's so slippery. Whoa. Wow, 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 wow. Look at the size of that dragon. Oh my gosh. He is so incredibly heavy.
Is that the biggest one so far?
This is the biggest one without question. Whoa. This is the largest snapping turtle out in this body of water, and he is as prehistoric as it gets. All right, guys, there it is. Turtle number 8. 9 and 10 is all that's left. All right, guys, we are almost out of light. The water is perfectly calm though right now. Can we catch turtles 9 and 10? Let's see what happens. What's crazy about this location is there's probably 30 turtles, maybe more, that live in here.
Sun's behind a cloud.
It's definitely hurting me right now. Between that and the fact that I cannot, even the shallow water is extremely murky. Man, if our conditions were just a little bit better, I think we would have gotten it. All right, we'll go back up through here. I think that'll do it. Valiant effort. This close. We topped out at 8 turtles today. Oh, I look back at that one turtle that I missed and we could have made it to 9. But in the end, I did beat my personal record, which was 6 turtles in a single day. And I can't be too disappointed. Not only did we catch Big Daddy, we also caught Oscar, the largest turtle that lives here at Thoreau Lake.
And that's the story of snapping turtles right there. The legend. You're always going after the next big turtle. In this instance, it was, can I catch 10 turtles in a single day? I was close, so close. I feel like if the conditions had been just a little bit better, if the water had been a little clear, if there may have been a little less wind and a little more sun, we may have pulled it off. But hey, 8 turtles in a single day isn't bad.
When I was a kid, nothing was more terrifying than a scorpion. Armed with menacing pincers, capable of skittering up walls, and topped off with a venomous stinger, these 8-legged arachnids were textbook examples of a living nightmare.
I've seen things you won't believe.
As an adult, I forced myself to face the fear of scorpions by being intentionally stung by one in 2014. Then in 2017, for some crazy reason, I decided to do it again with 2 scorpions.
Wowza.
Why in the world would anyone want to be stung by scorpions?
Ooh.
The only justifiable answer is that I love to entertain and educate the Coyote pack.
Man, my finger's burning.
You okay?
Yeah.
Tonight we are back in Arizona, the scorpion capital of the Southwest. And I'm carefully rummaging around in the debris that surrounds an abandoned gold mine. This is the perfect setting to find a variety of invertebrate nightmares, but when it comes to finding scorpions, nothing is more helpful than the right flashlight.
So, a normal flashlight is perfect for seeing things like Gila monsters, snakes, and tarantulas. But when it comes to finding scorpions, the best tool that you can use is a black light. That coloration will cause these arachnids to luminesce, and all of this wood is the perfect spot for us to search for that creepy crawly. Flipping over all these old crates is it's gonna be quite the challenge. Let's see what we can find.
Aside from using the right light, the only thing you need is a little patience, and then before you know it, a scorpion will magically appear.
Oh, right there, look at that. Giant desert hairy scorpion right on the edge of that pipe. See how they glow? Luminescing, that is perfect. You just turn a corner like that, and probably the last thing most people want to see is a giant desert hairy scorpion, but that is exactly what we were looking for. Hunker down in ambush mode. Oh, now it's on the move. This is not a species that has a super toxic sting. It's about equivalent to a honeybee. And I can pick this up with my fingers, but I want to get it right where the telson meets that first knuckle of the tail. It is a delicate little balance. And ooh, you stop right there. And I don't want to get stung in the process. Let's see. Stay. Stay. I'm always getting into strike mode. Okay. Oh, it's so nerve-wracking to pick up one of these arachnids, even though I know that it's not a super potent sting. Okay, I'm gonna actually just use these little pieces of plant to pin it down slightly. Keep that like that. And sometimes you just have to commit. Got it. Ah! So the pinchers won't do you much harm. It's really just that stinger that you have to watch out for. But it's such a cool thing, the way that they luminesce. Check that out. Just glowing bright yellowish green. And that's why I say using this light to identify these scorpions is so obvious. The second you see a scorpion glowing like that, you know exactly what it is. But when it's just out there on the ground like this, it's completely camouflaged. And with a normal flashlight, you would barely even be able to tell that that creature was there. So cool. The body's actually very, very rigid. You may think that the scorpion is squishy, but this exoskeleton is very, very hard. So by holding it at this spot right here where the tail meets the telson is where all the venom is kept that then runs into the stinger. It is causing this animal no discomfort in any way whatsoever. In fact, you'd have to really stomp down on something like this with a boot to even stand a chance at crushing it. Very, very durable animal. These scorpions are feasting on a variety of small insects, other arachnids. They have these front pinchers, which they use to grab onto their prey, and then they will swing that stinger forward and inflict a sting, inject that venom, and that's how they neutralize their prey. And they do get bigger than this, and a larger giant desert hairy will even take things like small rodents. Now, there are 3 very distinct scorpion species that are here in the Southwest. The giant desert hairy, which is the largest, the striped-tailed scorpion, which is rather small, and then the bark scorpion. The bark scorpion is the most potent, and a sting from that scorpion will, without question, put you in the hospital. On a scale of 1 to 5, when it comes to potency of this potentially dangerous desert dweller, I would only rank the giant desert hairy as a 2. While it is a painful sting, it is not something that's going to kill you. The bark scorpion, on the other hand, would rank as a 5. It is one of the most painful and most dangerous stings that's out here in the Southwest. What a cool creature. All right, let's set this scorpion back down into the sand. Let's light it up and let it go. Here we go, ready? 1, 2, 3. Later, buddy.
For the most part, these arachnids want to be left alone. And unless you try to interact with them, it's unlikely that you will ever feel the wrath of their sting. Personally, scorpions will always give me the willies. And while I dread the idea of one hiding in my bed sheets, they do work as an excellent ecosystem balancer, doing their best to catch, sting, and eat a wide variety of pest insects. Scorpions. You don't want to live with them, but you have to admit, they are pretty cool creatures. And to celebrate their glowing magnificence, we felt this episode deserved a 1-minute Scorpion Nightclub remix video called Scorpion City. You can thank us in the comments section below.
Black light, night life. Don't get stung.